Greetings, Gemini and Gemini family members. Welcome to my YouTube channel, One Who Sees Tarot. This is going to be a general reading for the month of July 2017. And let me just get started because the Spirit is showing me some very nice and interesting and very powerful energies for you Gemini family members. Some of you are coming from a place where you actually went backwards, you actually went back, you actually reminisced, you actually went back in your mind, you went back, and perhaps in your actions you tried to go back and correct something. And Gemini family members, there's very few things that you can correct about the past by trying to go back. And we're gonna talk more about where you're going more than where you came from. But the Spirit is acknowledging that some of you tried to go back and fix something, and it just didn't work out for you. Gemini family members, the Spirit is showing me where you are at a place right now. You are at a place of pause. You are at a place of peace, and that's very, very good because I do see where conflict for you, Gemini family members, conflict has ended, and you were in some, people were presenting themselves to you. The energy that I'm getting is people were very much concerned about their own selfish needs, and that's coming to an end as well. So in other words, this whole concept and this whole energy, the Spirit has laid out the sacred tarot indicating that you are at a place of peace. And this is a good thing for you. And also, for some of you Gemini family members, this is probably a very good time for you to go sort of to go solo, sort of to go by yourself, as opposed to going as a couple or moving forward with your life in friends and family. This is a time for Gemini family members to actually get into the personal zone, to get into the zone of yourself, get into yourself once again and recharge those batteries. Some of you, the Spirit is saying that some of you have taken control of your life. This is good. Some of you have made the strong and the right decision for yourself, Gemini family members. Very good. Others are dealing with, like I said, you're getting ready to come to a place where, you're handling things and conflict is ending. And for those of you that had some conflict, the Spirit is also showing me in addendum to it ending, you actually rising above it and taking control of the whole situation. So that situation that was out of control, or that situation that was conflict and drama, you have now risen above that situation, and you are now playing the role as the master of your destiny, because the Spirit is showing me where you have not been paying attention to your future. You have not been getting your plan together for your future. You have not been paying attention to the plan that you need to have for your own future, Gemini. And Gemini family members, the Spirit is showing me a feminine energy, the female energy of Gemini going in a different direction. And when I say that, I mean that it's either relationship ending or it's a relationship that's just not, two people are just not clicking at this time. And it also could indicate you, Gemini family members, who are the feminine energy of Gemini, who are just like a little, you just don't feel yourself right now. You don't feel like you're heading in the right direction. And the Spirit is saying, we understand that, we acknowledge that. The Spirit does acknowledge that. The Spirit is saying, just hang in there for a second and take some control of yourself. And perhaps the idea that you don't feel as if you're seeing things clearly, and you don't feel as if you are exercising a good plan for your future. And the Spirit is saying that's why you need to be by yourself for a few minutes to get those ideas together and to charge those batteries, right? Those psychological, emotional, and spiritual batteries. In addition, Gemini family members, the Spirit is saying, because when you get to yourself and you take care of yourself for a few minutes, you are going to gain some clarity about your long-term goals, and you are getting ready to move straight. You're getting ready to move to a straight line from point A to point B to your long-term goals. Your long-term goals are going to resurface and they're going to become very clear to you, particularly during this time frame, as I mentioned, because the Spirit is showing me that you were going through some stress and a little bit of turmoil. Some of you have been worried about some things. Some of you have been deep in your worries. And the Spirit is showing me where you are going to come to a place of clarity. But once again, that coming to a place of clarity, Gemini, has a lot to do with you getting to yourself, because then you know the answer to your own problems, or at least the Spirit and the universe can talk to you and give you the right answer. But you are going to have to be alone, because some of you are dealing with some noise, some psychological, some emotional, and some spiritual and psychic noise, and you need to get to yourself. Some of you are coming to a place where you are ending. You have made a choice, very good, and you have decided to not be a part of this heartbreak, not be a part of this three-way. You've decided not to join in the competition and try to win the affection of somebody, or try to wait for them to change. The Spirit is showing me where some of you have moved on, and some of you are in the process of moving on. Congratulations, Gemini family members. Let's look at your future. Yeah, very good. So the Spirit is showing me where, very good stuff. The Spirit is showing me where some of you, particularly those female energy or the feminine energy of Gemini, there's a masculine energy of a gentleman, and this gentleman, he seems to be very physically fit. He seems to be very manly, very assertive, very charming, has a wonderful smile. I can see him. And the Spirit is saying that you're going to come to a place, he's going to come into your environment. He's going to come into your future. He's right around the corner. He's not far away. The Spirit is also showing me for some of you Gemini family members, particularly those of you that are the feminine energy Gemini family members, you are getting ready to come to a place where you're going to have some financial stability. You are going to come. So some of you may have been dealing with some challenges, and maybe that's been some of the things that's been on your mind and keeping you awake at night, worried about money. And the Spirit is saying that's getting ready to change, and you are getting ready to come to a place of stability. So this place of stability could be a steady flow of income. It could be, if you own your own business, it could be a growth in your clients as far as those who buy your product. If you are in entertainment, you might get a contract or a role in a play or a movie or something, because you are going to come to a place of financial stability. And that financial stability is a good, solid financial stability. It's a good place. It's a very, very, in fact, as I'm saying it, the Spirit is making me feel warm. So it's a good place of comfort. It's kind of, when I say cushy, I don't mean that it's not going to be some work involved. What I do mean is it's going to be comfortable for you. And the Spirit is showing me, and part of that comfort has something to do with you working well with others. Now, interesting energies that I'm looking at, Gemini, is because part of it has to do with you being alone, and that could have something to do with you spending time alone, as in meditation, yoga, exercise, walking, spending time in nature. That's important, because as you spend time alone and you sort of hone in on your originality and on your personality and on your creativity and who you are as a unique person, the Spirit is saying that others are looking at you and they want to work with you. They want to partner with you. They want to either refer you, or they want to recommend you, or they want to invest, or they want to assist you. There are people who have expertise. They acknowledge your expertise, and they want to work with you in the way of partnership or in the way of advisement. But part of that has to do first with you going in and recharging that battery, that psychological, emotional, and spiritual battery. And the Spirit is saying, and the good news is, some of you are going to be offered a business opportunity or a job in the not too distant future. Gemini family members, there's a job coming for you. There's growth coming for you. Some of you are waiting for a contract. There's a contract coming for you. Some of you have Some of you are dealing more with business than you are with relationships. Nonetheless, the business and relationships are sometimes connected as far as spiritual and psychic energies. So, Gemini family members, some of you are going to have to allow for, or I should say, you have allowed for some changes to take place in your relationships. And because you have accepted those changes, the Spirit is saying you're getting ready to be blessed, excuse me, with a partnership, contract, bond. Some of you, it's not a love thing. It's not love. It's not that type of a bond. It's a bond that deals more with business and fairness. And it could be a friendship. It could be where you and a partner decided, okay, let's be nice to each other. Let's work things out as friends first. So Gemini family members, I do see that type of energy. Some of you are looking at brighter shores. Some of you are looking at distant shores. Some of you are looking at new shores, I should say. So some of you are getting ready to come to a place where you were not focused on your future. You were not thinking about your future. You were dealing with the here and now. But the Spirit is showing me where you're getting ready to get that focus on your future. And the future is born from the here and now. Please be mindful of that. The Spirit is showing me, Gemini family members, where some of you are being advised or being reluctant, I should say, to return to your training, to your school. Some of you have come so close to getting the license, getting the certification. Some of you have come so close, but you yet have a few more steps to go. And the Spirit is saying, finish the job, finish the training, finish the education, finish getting the information that you need so you can make the money that you deserve. And don't worry about the people that have left your side. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the people that have betrayed you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about who you have to leave behind in order for you to move forward. Gemini family members, because the Spirit is showing me, some of it has to do with an unhealthy relationship. And an unhealthy relationship, it doesn't always appear to be unhealthy. There are some parts of it that give the illusion of being healthy. In other words, there's some good intimacy on occasion, there's some fun, there's some partying, but overall the relationship is emotionally abusive. It's psychologically abusive, and it doesn't build you, it actually tears you down. Gemini family members, beware of that relationship, and when you see it and you come to terms with it, you have to make a decision whether you want to let it go or not. I mean, it seems to me that you need to let it go, but that choice is up to you, and I don't see anything in your sacred tarot spread that indicates that, you better let it go, you have to let it go. Just be mindful that it is your choice, that it is your life. And the Spirit is showing me, because some of you have a wonderful future, and some of you have you have a nice future ahead of you, and part of your future is going to bring you to a place that's going to heal that lack of fulfillment. But once again, part of it has to do with you letting go or allowing others to leave you, allowing people to leave you. I saw a skit the other day where Tyler Perry was doing the Medea skit, and he was saying in his character role that when someone wants to leave your life, let them go. And that's part of this energy, Gemini family members. Part of this energy has to do with when people want to leave you, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Don't try to hold on to them. Gemini family members, some of you, particularly those of you who are the female energy, or for those of you who are married to a female energy, some of you are dealing with some health challenges as it relates to the reproductive system. And so Gemini family members, you need to do some checkup. You need to go see your health physician and see if you can get that taken care of. And the Spirit will bless you when you get out and do something about your health challenge. The Spirit is showing me some cards here that relate specifically to some of you Gemini family members who are dealing with that heartbreak, that relationship stuff. And the Spirit is showing me where, you're coming to an end of it. You are coming to an end of it. You have decided to end it, or it has decided to push you out, one or the other. But Gemini family members, the Spirit is saying that you need to look at yourself and understand that you can break free. You can do something different. You're not stuck with this. Just because you were in it doesn't mean that you're stuck in it. Doesn't mean this is the end all or the be all. And the Spirit is advising some of you Gemini family members as far as money is concerned. Some of you have been a little bit wasteful, and you have not budgeted. And the Spirit is saying that this is a time for you to hold on to your money. So perhaps some of you are looking at a purchase, and this particular purchase is not something that you actually need right now. So the Spirit is saying for some of you, and I know I'm speaking directly to some of you now, hold on to your money. Don't buy that thing right now. You don't need it right now. And the Spirit is saying, you are the master of your destiny. Take control of your destiny. You can make some things happen in your life that others cannot. You can't always wait for other people. Make a decision. Do something brave for yourself, Gemini family members. And I also want to remind you of something that I heard a philosopher say, and that is that if you want something that you've never had, you're going to have to do some things that you've never done. And so if you've been in the normal pattern of doing some things in a certain way and you want to change your life, free yourself of that pattern and move forward with some new habits and their formations. The Spirit is saying we acknowledge the fact that you don't feel yourself. Some of you are not feeling as strong as you want to be, and some of you once again have some self-doubt, and you might be a little bit confused, but the Spirit is saying, guess what? Rely on your experience. Rely on what you've been through in your past. Listen to your own advice. And the Spirit is saying you're going to come to a place where you're going to be celebrating. There's some festivities in your future. There's some celebrating with your homeboys, your homegirls. There's some family stuff going on as far as celebration. So that's good. So the decisions that you're going to make are going to bring you to a place of celebration. They're going to bring you to a place of victory. They're going to bring you to a place where you're going to triumph over the conflict. And instead of there being conflict that overtakes you, you're going to rise to the level of mastery of your conflict. Gemini family members, this has been a general reading for the month of July 2017. I know that some of these energies have resonated with you because these energies are very powerful. As I'm looking at these cards spread in front of me, the Spirit has laid these cards out indicating certain energies for Gemini family members for the month of July. And for those of you who would like to book a private reading to get some clarity about some of the things that you heard, or to get some clarity about some things that you're going through, please reach out to me soon, because July readings are booking rather quickly. So please reach out to me soon at onewhosees4you@yahoo.com. And that's onewhosees4you@yahoo.com. Thank you so much, Gemini. Looking forward to talking with you, and looking forward to providing your private reading.